Why don't we do one exercise just to have fun in the morning, because it allows us to have a better next 10 minutes, and then a better 30 minutes, and then a better 50 minutes. Now, you've even heard the stories that people say, oh, just get up in the morning and walk 10 minutes, it'll change everything. What they're saying is it's so different to be walking for your body than to be sitting here wondering, how am I going to make the world work or my day? Hello, hello, hello. You have no idea how exciting today's going to be, and how I've been like, you can ask the people who've been seeing me the past couple of days, how thrilled I am for what we're going to be covering today. Now, the material that we're going to get into is very, very specific on you being able to go to bed at night and wake up in the morning totally thrilled. Whether you're waking up in the middle of Rome or waking up in the middle of Arkansas, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of new things that are going to be exploding into your life as we go through these different vibrations. What the energy is about, why I brought this back to the United States and all over the world after working in China for 20 years, back and forth, is that this relevance system of having to grit through everything, and we're the best and we have better weapons, or we can fight harder, you know, that's sort of had 2,000 years of that. You see where that's led you, back to the same thing, which is not a lot of hope in terms of you having freedom and joy unless you get everybody to think like you do, which is not working too well for anybody, right? All over the countries, if you look at the Middle East or any place else, people, each country has decided either you think like we do or we're going to kill you. And so a long time ago, Gandhi said, you know, if you're going to take everybody's eye out who doesn't agree with you, then there's going to be no one who can see anything. We'll all be blind, because it's impossible to go that route and get success. So are all of y'all willing to open your minds today and open your thoughts and your sort of flexibility to take on some things that would automatically right away give you some results, and you don't have to think about them? Would that work for you? Because that's what the energy is all about. It's part of your structural system. Now, when you all say part of your structural system, what does that mean? Well, if I'm giving you a discussion right now, and say you're sitting at home and you're going to watch this right now, and you're waking up in the morning, and I said, okay, now how awake are you? And the average person would write down, sort of awake, getting awake as I can expect. And then I always ask people when I travel around the world, would you like to be a little more awake? Would you like to be more alert? Would you like to be more connected to your world in a positive way? And I've never heard anybody who didn't say yes, no matter whether they had a little money or a lot of money. 1 child, no children, 10 children. It really isn't relevant where you are in the world, where you're born, what your ethnicity is, what your religion, what your beliefs are. Still, you work with this thing here, this structure. And you can't ignore that. You'd like to ignore it. You'd like to say, tomorrow I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this. What, who's going to do it? Really? You're going to do it without this? You're going to just sort of disappear from this and go forward and make things happen with that? People try that. It's very tiring and doesn't do much. A little bit, not much. But when you have one of these, you can be in the Olympics. You know, these, you can go to outer space. You have one of these, you can do anything you want, which is this wonderful structure that some people call the human body, which I've studied with medical degree, you know, over 35, 40 years. And there's no end to the fascination, because there is no end to the fascination. That is this planet. So out there, where you are, wherever you're sitting, say the magic words, there's no end to the fascination. So if there's no end to the fascination and you feel like you feel right now, wouldn't you like to feel equal to the fascination? Yes. Is that a yes or a no? Yes. Okay, that's the way I feel too. So every morning when I get up, I do many of the exercises that I show you all. And I've got a whole bunch of exercises that I brought back, lots and lots of translated from the original days of Lao Tzu for you all to use so that you could get started right away in the morning and just be so successful. Now, not every exercise has to be, difficult. They don't. It doesn't have to be difficult. But yet again, it does have to bring you into a new way of taking from the universe the energy that's there to support you. Now, some people, that's a little bit strange. You go, I'm taking from the universe. I don't see this happening. Well, actually, you don't see the oxygen either. You're breathing, do you? But you're taking that. I mean, take a deep breath. Another breath. Now, if anybody out there wants to learn how to sing, try to sing with no air. It's impossible. You can't do it. And yet singing is one of the things that is what makes you fascinated about life, right? You ever heard of singing in the rain? You know, we have a lady here who loves that song. But the point is, would you be singing in the rain if you didn't? So even though you love the vibration singing in the rain, you couldn't send it out except secretly, maybe behind your back, quietly. But the truth is, for all of the world, you want to experience your singing in the rain joy, you need air, right? Now, some people go, oh, so mundane. Well, so what? What if it's fascinating that's mundane? Have you figured out oxygen yet? Nobody else has. Still trying to make machines that work better for oxygen, ozone. They're on the market, but they've been on the market 50 years ago too. They're on the market 100 years ago. There's always things coming out to try to replace the thing that you really need to get connected to, which is this and all of this around you. And you're made to win in all those things. Now, when you wake up in the morning like you are right now, if you're possibly watching this, and I hope you do, you may not feel that way. You may feel like, I'm really not at my best game yet. Well, that's a nice judgment. That's a good evaluation. Have you ever been at your best game? Have you ever woke up and be, yes, I'm ready to kill it? You remember those days. We're going to reclaim all those days and better with the materials that you're going to be doing in the coursework. And the coursework in every single module accentuates that so that you actually turn on a course and what's in that module are separate vibrations that will have you become either more sharp, younger, more powerful, more perceptive, wealthier, more creative, or all at the same time if you like that. Does everybody like that part? That you could combine them all. Well, that's how we're made, to combine all. You're not made just to breathe. You're made to breathe and sing. You're made to breathe and laugh, all those things. But most people, if you go up to them during the day and you say, hey, Joe, how you doing? Don't bother me, I'm working. You know, where's the singing? Where's the breathing? Where's anything? There's no connection. How's Joe at that moment? Not doing well. So what if it wasn't doing well that's in front of you necessarily, but what's doing well is your connection to all the wonderful things that are trying to support you in the world, like oxygen, and all the vibrations that exist in the world that sort of stimulate and roll through your body and allow your body to improve. If you have your body working for you and you're on a ski slope, it works. If you imagine every morning you wake up and you're on a ski slope and your body's ready to go, it'll work. If you wake up in the morning and you don't have it working for you, it's pretty tough. So why don't we do one exercise just to have fun in the morning, because it allows us to have a better next 10 minutes, and then a better 30 minutes, and then a better 50 minutes. Now, you've even heard the stories that people say, oh, just get up in the morning and walk 10 minutes, it'll change everything. What they're saying is it's so different to be walking for your body than to be sitting here wondering, how am I going to make the world work or my day work? It's just different hormones and vibrations and different channels open in your body. And with the energy, the source energy system that all of you get to take advantage of, it's about opening all these sensors in your body, just like opening up for vitamin D or sunlight to have you be successful. So we'll start an exercise right now. We'll do one, and then we'll do a breathing exercise. And the breathing exercise, I'll explain that also, but right now let's do a physical one. So if you're out there, stand up. And if you'd like to stand up with me and enjoy it, please do. Now, the first exercise that almost everybody would like to do is one that is not only powerful, but makes you levitate and just roll out of here like, one of the cartoons. But that really doesn't help you because you haven't learned to fly through windows and doors yet. We need to just be able to stand and stand powerfully. Now, a lot of people there's a wonderful lady, Cuddy, I think her name is, and she put this whole thing about it, she stand like this. And, that's sort of okay to make you powerful, but it doesn't really work if you go around all day like this. It's hard to get through doors and things. So what if you don't need that part? What if there's another part of you that isn't so narrow as just this? So let's try this one that's really, really fun. Now, you all know that it's possible that you may not be standing up as straight as you could, right? I mean, admit it. You're standing there in your pajamas, or like this, you're at home, or like that, you've gotten dressed, and you hope the day goes good until you hope you don't hear about something that isn't until it actually goes through the whole day. So what if you got strong right in the beginning? So what I would recommend, and what we always used to do in China, was that you never expressed your body as just in one layer. Actually, it expands out just like the universe does. So what would be wrong to just stretch up here, but you're not stretching like, oh, this is the beginning of an exercise. No, this is the exercise. And you're going, oh, this is so mundane. Really? Try it. Stretch. Now, what's different about this exercise and doing just stretching before gym class is that in this exercise, it's possible, if you just give yourself a chance and let the vibrations that are coming through the media with you right now, to actually allow your hands to be very light. So now you're not forcing your shoulders up. You're actually letting your hands be light. And as you let them be light, you'll notice that it's possible that you could have your shoulders drop a little bit, but your hands could still be up. And it's also possible, these are easy, but they're fun, to actually bend your knees a little bit, okay? Now, for those of you getting your arms tired, you can bring them down a little bit, but you can just hold it here, but still bend your knees. Now, as you bend your knees, as you watch my baseball hat so that you can see what direction my head's going, you can let your head sort of float backward. Now, your hands are floating, your head's floating, and then take a deep breath. Now, what's really fun is to notice that the deep breath can get deeper, so try it. Now, if you're bending back, you'll notice as you let your arms go slowly backward that the space, I'm going to turn around now, the space back here between these two bones, people love to call them scapula, but it doesn't matter. You're like here, and as you're breathing and bending backward, you go like this, and then you can pull it even farther back. So that they're like resting there. Like, oh gosh, I didn't know it was a resting point in this exercise. I'm going to be worn out. No, you're not going to be worn out. You're actually going to be stronger afterwards. So you feel the space in here is actually sort of getting more corrugated, and then the arms are going back, but you're not really holding your arms up. So you find some comfortable place along here where you don't feel like it's really hurting you, but it actually can sort of float, you know? And your knees are bent for a reason, because when you bend your knees just a little bit, it allows other areas to say, oh, we have to open up too, like your person's going to be on a high dive. So you come around here, and you put your arms up like this, and then as you bring the arms down here, you could say, oh, well, I should go to this position. No, not yet. What could you do with these hands and the energy you just got to enlarge that physically? Well, you could just slowly, as you keep your hands like this, you could slowly move a little bit to the right. Okay? You got it? Stable. And as you move to the right, you'll notice that you can stretch quite a bit when you do that, especially when you're not using your muscles too much. Now your legs are actually kind of light. I mean, am I really pulling my pressure down? And you could go to the left, here. You got it? You can go left. Does that work? And as you do that, some people say, oh, what am I doing? Well, what you're doing is allowing all this structure to hold you up inside the internal part of your leg, and the out part of the leg is sort of taking a break. And why are your hands up? Because these are sensors. And these sensors work, whether you keep them up, down, in your pockets, or wherever. But the key is to allow all this to happen. So now go the other direction. Go ahead. That's it. Stretch that inside. That's it. Now try the other direction, each side. Now let yourself float between those two directions. One, and then float the other way. Just float. Your hips should feel nothing. Your low back should feel nothing, because you're in the float game. Float. All right, and then come back to the center. And then bring your hands down like this. And take a deep breath. And notice if this part of your body, the part we didn't do anything for, is sort of opened up a little bit. And that you can stand here a little more relaxed. And you want to test it out. Remember this, we did the stretch first? Let's try that. Put your hands up there. The exercise is ending. Don't worry, we're not going to push you through over the mountain or anything. So here you are, your arms are up here, and well, just let them float a little bit, and just look and see at your arms. Are they as heavy as they were before? Are they even a little lighter? And you didn't do any push-ups or anything. You just got certain parts of your body get turned on and start pulling in the energy, but you don't have to think it. Your body's set up to do that. So if your arms are a little bit lighter, or if you can find a position where they get lighter, know it and look at your arm and go, huh, that did work. I have no idea how it worked, but it worked. If you have no idea how they built your house, are you still willing to live in it, especially if it's this big villa in Rome overlooking, wonderful areas, or you want to know how every nail went in? Enjoy these two arms, enjoy your legs. And now, as you notice, you can actually move this way and this way like you were just doing before, only you're in a smaller distance. And then you can bring it down here and just, remember I told you this exercise, we want to do this. You see this is minimal for power versus what you've been through. There's no real addition to your strength, but if you do this, there's some strength that starts to happen. You can feel it. And one of the things you can feel is sort of feel like, oh, I can rotate a little bit this way and rotate that way. And this is the beginning of pulling in the energy as I'm going to give you exercises in each module to go higher and higher and higher. So you can repeat what we just did 3 times every morning, the whole cycle, and you can repeat in the afternoon and the evening. I would recommend you do it. I've been doing outside surgery for the longest time, and all the nurses go, can we do that with you? Now, how do you do that? Are you dancing? I go, well, sort of. Dancing in the energy. Did that work? Was that good? All right, so now, sit down and relax. We're now going to do a breathing exercise. We're going to do a little introduction to what a breathing exercise even is. So is everybody with me? Say yes, no, good. So one of the things about a breathing exercise, this is like an introduction for anyone who's never heard me say this, is that it's incredibly how you're made. And so some people struggle with, and I actually have, over the past 30 years, lots and lots of clients who are all in the news about teaching meditation and teaching silent retreats and teaching strict diets and all those things to get to areas of enlightenment. And yet, what fascinated me about being in China, after I'd studied so many of these things for years and years, was that what you're learning, the source energy techniques and the breathing exercises that go with them, all have within them the vibrations to open up all your sensors so you keep pulling in more energy throughout the day. Now, some of you might go, I don't know if I'm pulling in energy or if I'm not pulling in energy, okay? Well, let's do a small example. Let's say that we're going to have you watch your favorite TV program or movie, but as far as the energy in the room, we're going to take 3 Mack trucks and have all their exhaust pipes pumping into the air in your room rather than just normal, cleaning air conditioning system or air filtering system. I mean, would you be able to enjoy that movie? Or would you sooner or later just pass because of the toxicity? So your environment means a lot, doesn't it? Really. Your environment means a lot. So everybody takes that out and goes, oh, I have to worry about so much. I have to worry about me, I have to worry about my environment. When is this going to stop? Well, that's sort of missing the point, which is pretty much the way history was written in code. The truth is, you are your environment. Just like you're your toenails, as long as you have them. And if you don't cut them, what happens? They end up getting terrible. Or if you cut them too tight, what happens? I can't walk. So you are that. In other words, you are responsible, or you get the value of being connected to that. Now, what if in this energy discipline, as I showed you in physical exercise, you can connect to that in a breathing format where you just follow through certain aspects of energy levels and you immediately get to stages of enlightenment that'll keep you going all day. Is that interesting to anybody? Yeah, and what if it wasn't hard? It isn't hard to say, we don't want Mack truck exhaust if I'm going to watch this movie. I don't think I'm going to make it through the movie. Let's have clean air. And so we get the trucks out of the way. That's you taking over your environment. What's so difficult about that? Is that such a big stand, like, no, I'm siding with Napoleon or something? No, it's you in your environment. You're good there. This is where your kingdom exists. So in your environment, what kind of air you want? Good. What kind of TV or shows you want to watch? Good. Now, what about this program that's going, this television program going in here that you can look at? How do you want it to work? Well, as you do the opening up, as you go level by level by level of the breathing exercises, you're going to actually notice improvement in your whole day. And we can pick breathing exercises that have vibrations that focus on just what you would like to accomplish. So let's do one. It'll be very short. Let's just breathe and take it easy, okay? So you're going to watch me. It'll be a breathing exercise where you're actually following me but it isn't one that you have to even keep your eyes open. As a matter of fact, most breathing exercises, I'd rather keep your eyes closed. And most of them, as I put them up for you, in every module, we don't have a visual other than wonderful scenes, because really with your eyes closed, it goes much faster. Now, could you do a breathing exercise with your eyes open? All the time. Don't recommend doing it while you're driving, but I do recommend you do it as often as you can. Some people say, well, what do you mean how often? How often? Well, how often do you breathe? How often do you want to breathe Mack truck exhaust versus wonderful, great air? How often? And some say, well, that's too much to think about. Yeah, good that the way that this entire thing was set up, you don't need to think that much. You just need to get where the groove is and get in the groove, just as we were doing like that exercise before. And then your body starts to learn with you and supports you. That's what's your platform. So every time we do a breathing exercise, you're actually improving the platform. So when you finish the breathing exercise, you still may be wherever you are in the world, but your future, the next moments, the things that you're going to be accomplishing are now, doors are blasted off. You can create whatever you want. Does that sound interesting? That's why you want to do these breathing exercises. I've been doing them for years, and they do nothing else but have you crush it in all of the Great Eight. And the Great Eight will go into further any of the modules, but all that's about you having success in not only finances, but also free time, love, relationships, connecting with people, getting more flexible with life, being creative, having the Einstein part of your brain. You actually get larger and larger with time. So let's do it. So close your eyes, and wherever you are, sitting out there, in here, wherever, just remember that if you close your eyes, it's safe. No one's going to bother you. So that means that the dog or the cat and the phone should all be given a space a little bit away from you for about the next 10 minutes. That's all. So are you willing to do that? So check your phone and make sure it's off. That's a good thing to do right now. These are all basic hygiene things. Now, are you controlling your environment when you turn your phone off? Yes. Do you know how many people go, I have to turn my phone off? Like it's a 1,000-pound weight in their arm to reach down there and flick that little red thing. I have to do that. And you'll hear them go, or they'll reach over, pick up the phone, they go, and they'll do this. And you go, what happened? It was just your phone. But we're so not in touch with where we're getting strength in life that we get waylaid into sounds and thoughts and not allowing our environment to support us. All this is you're going to change by just doing the breathing exercises and the physical ones. And of course the modules that come after this, because they all accentuate the sensors in your body so you can actually breathe more functionally and pull in energy, whether you're going like this, or whether you're going like this, or whether you're just relaxing, or whether you're dancing, or whether you're singing to the world. All those things you can vary as long as you keep pulling the energy in, you see? So, but you don't have to think about it. You just do the exercises throughout the day. So this is a breathing one. So close your eyes. I'll close with you in the beginning. So close your eyes, and you'll see that I'm not doing any like special hand motions or mudras or putting myself inside a controlled environment where I'm like caught with a hair shirt on or sitting out in freezing cold. I mean, all those things are feats that I can do after you do this enough times. But you don't want to be testing yourself before you actually get all your sensors open. Once you get your sensors open, you do a lot of magic. I have somebody who is like well, I don't think many people are watching this that are the age he is. In other words, he's older. And he said, I really want to be able to do that thing you talk about, which is one finger push-ups. And I went, okay, good. So what are you at now? He says, I'm not doing push-ups at all. I said, okay. So over time, we worked him from this to this, to this, to this, and then finally to just one finger push-ups on each side. And then the hardest one, of course, after you get through this, is one finger push-up alone. And it won't happen if it's all muscles. You'll see there isn't that many muscles here. But what if you're not just the muscle? What if you're the environment? What if you get to take advantage of all those vibrations that are surrounding you all the way out into the universe? What if that were possible just by doing these exercises? Would that be fun? Unless you say you don't want that. If that's the case, you know what it's going to be like, pretty much as it's been up till now, which isn't like blasting through every moment. And this is going to allow you to blast in every direction. Let's keep your eyes closed. And close your eyes. And just the first thing that's absolutely necessary in a breathing exercise is just to recognize that whether you're sitting or standing, you don't want doors opening and sounds and other things. You just want to be able to relax. So keep your phone off, close your food away, everything. Don't think about anything for just 10 minutes. You've got 10 minutes. If you don't have 10 minutes, you don't have a life. If you don't have a life, get one. Where are you going to get it? Right here, right now. So that's the end of the excuses. Is that clear? I had a blind gentleman the other day who came to me, and he wasn't blind his whole life, but he was blind because of something, genetic thing that happened over time in the past couple of years. And so I said, so what are you doing about your job and everything else? He says, well, since I've been doing these exercises with you, I don't feel like I'm blind anymore. It's very interesting, because one of the trainings I had in China for all these years was we had to do many, many things blindfolded. And I never knew why it was so valuable, except it allowed faster and faster release from thinking you only have one pair of sensory sensors to pull in vision and information. You've got a lot. And he was discovering that. He was like blown out of his mind. And he was working great. Okay, so as you take a deep breath, just let yourself breathe as far down as you can. You can do it. Now, I guarantee at the end of this 10 minutes, you're going to go, really? That was 10 minutes? That's all? You'll see. So take a deep breath. And just keep your eyes closed. And if you're sitting or lying down, just lay back in your chair. Let the chair hold you. If you're lying on the bed, just get comfortable on your back, if possible. But you can do it on your side. You can do it partially on one angle. The important thing is so that you're free to breathe and just relax. And as you're doing that, as you're sitting or lying, the first thing to notice is as you take a breath, it's okay to let go. Now, let go of what? Well, I don't know what you think you're holding on to. Actually, I do. But the first thing you could let go of is that thing right there. Just let go of that. Could have been a thought, could have been a muscle pain, could have been a stomach thing, could have been a little in your arm or leg. Let go of that. Just let go of it and just breathe all the way down and breathe deeper, deeper, deeper down through your chest. And it's okay to smile while you do this. No one's watching, really. And if you have a natural smile, great. If you have a pretend smile, great. But to enjoy your smile, it's a sensor. And studies have been done on that. So just take a deep breath. And as you breathe, let yourself breathe down further, 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 further. And if you can, breathe even further. And after you've breathed all the way down to maybe the lower below your belly button, then it's okay to exhale. Key? Try it again. And as you breathe, you can take longer to hold the breath. You don't have to take it in, take it out. You can let all the sensors in your body go, hey, it's wake up time, just like the physical exercise. We're waking up everybody. Turn on, lights on. And let the air all throughout your chest open up. And then pick another part of your chest and let go of anything that was there and open that up. Take the front and the back. And what a lot of people notice is you take the breath, it actually is easier to breathe each time, and you can actually breathe around your neck. You can actually take the right and left side of your neck, and as you breathe, you can feel, just put your attention there for a second. So your shoulders can actually go up and down automatically. And then what's cool is as you rotate the breathing focus on the front of your neck where your thyroid is and your cricoid cartilage, all these things that have to do with breathing, and then the back of your neck where your cervical spine is, you can actually have a little pillow of air extend out both directions. So you breathe the front and the back at the same time. And you can let go of any concern that you do or don't know how they built, all of St. Petersburg in Russia because you didn't study it, or if you did know it, if that would make any difference about how you are now. There's a lot of things you can let go of, except having yourself grow in all the vibrations that are here as gifts for you every minute. Because if you choose not to grow and develop, then pretty much somebody else is driving the bus. And you know how that turns out? You sort of contract, and that doesn't help your future goals. So take a deep breath now and not only get your neck, but also get the front of your chest and the back of your chest same time. Watch. And the shoulders. You can relax your neck back and forth. And it's okay to yawn. Some people love to yawn as the air keeps moving in and out of their body, and that's fine. And then as you're doing the breath, you'll see it gets easier to breathe, and you can now breathe the neck, the front of the chest, the back of the chest, shoulders, let go of whatever was there in the past, and just let the sensors take over and just breathe. Well, this time breathe all the way down to where your diaphragm is and your belly button is, and just roll all that so your intestine becomes an accordion. Now, people would like to say, oh, you know, I'm supposed to be thinking about something right now. I mean, my thoughts are the most important thing, aren't they? Not really. I haven't noticed your thoughts have anything to do with you lying there right now or sitting. You're pretty much doing that without thoughts, because you have a whole part of your entire environment system that's supporting you all the time that really isn't interested in the thoughts. Possibly the thoughts are like what Shakespeare said. Your thoughts, pretty much, it's a play, enjoy it. That was all he said. But the rest of it is breathe. Take in all the joy of the morning. Take in all the joy of lying there. Take in all the joy of sitting wherever you are, and let the chair or the bed hold you in a way that you're not working. You're being held. And as you're being held there, there's nothing for you to do except let go more and breathe down further into your pelvis. All the way down, and let it come back up. And what some people really, really get thrilled about is that the more you relax, the more you let go, the more you prepare. And I've done this with basketball players before they go into NBA final games. I've done this with people before they hit the hockey ice in the NHL. It's wonderful that you don't have to get sucked into the crowd. You don't have to get sucked into we must win. You don't have to get sucked in that I'm going to be yelled at by somebody if I don't do this. You don't have to get sucked in. Do you understand all that sucked in stuff? None of that is pulling energy into you, okay? You want the energy to be pulled into you so you don't have to work on that, but you can get in the way of it. You can slow it down by all the confusion. So let that conversation in your head go. And as you do let the conversation go, you'll see that in front of your eyes, to some extent, and not initially. Some people will be nothing, just sort of a gray thing, and other people will be dark black. And some people will see pebbles, a little tiny, off and on excrescences of a rough surface with your eyes closed, right where the forehead is. And keep breathing. No reason to raise your shoulders. No reason to hold yourself up at all. Let the bed or the chair do it. And as you look at that surface out there, you'll see that, you know, sort of, maybe there's a little flicker of light. Maybe I saw it, maybe I didn't. Well, maybe there's another flicker on the left. Maybe there's one on the right. I don't know, am I fooling myself, or is it actually there? Breathe and just watch the little lightning bugs appear on that surface, or at least little flickers of light. And you can let go of anything you thought might be interesting to do instead of looking at that, and just allow yourself to see what's there. So as you allow yourself, you'll see there are a few flickers there. If you can't see them, often people can feel them. I mean, I have people that could detect a fragrance from them. Those little dots, you can get them to coalesce pretty quickly. You know, they sort of roll together. Now, they don't roll together like beeline. Nothing on the planet really works on a straight line. They roll together sort of in a circle. So they roll around circling to the left, roll around circling to the right. They circle around and become sort of ball-like formation in the center. And as they form in the center, what's really cool is that you can see that there's a little like rotating ball that's gold, silver, platinum, and it doesn't really have to be so one surface or one size. It can be real tiny, and then it can be a little larger, and then it can like be somewhat not smooth. And you can see that this little gold, silver, platinum ball that you're breathing and watching it get a little brighter each time is something that will actually follow your breath. So if you breathe, it'll go down to your throat. And you can breathe it back up to that center position on that screen in front of you, that screen which is either black or solid or pebbly or gray or has depth to it. All those are actually fine because they're in transition. If you look at all the planets in the universe, some are like that, little pebbly things. Other ones are more smooth. We're entering into the real environment that's supporting you, and you're going to love it the more you involve yourself with the real deal here. So as you breathe and watch that gold, silver, platinum, little tiny excrescence roll around. It's there, and then it disappears and it comes back. Let yourself breathe continuously. Remember the neck. Let that be loose. Let go of anything there. Let go of the chest. And breathe that gold, silver, platinum dot all the way down to your belly button. And you can let go of any thought that has to do with, is this going to do that? Will this create that? What about the problem? You've only got a few more minutes of this. I think you can take a let go on that too and just enjoy what is here for you this moment, and you're going to rock it. So go do it. And you breathe it down. And as you breathe down the gold, silver, platinum dot, what's really fascinating is that you can breathe it down so it goes all the way into your pelvis and can roll around in both hips. I've actually had people just do this exercise. We were supposed to have a hip surgery, and there's nothing wrong with having a hip surgery if that's what you want, but they kept finding out when they went back for their examinations in physical therapy before the surgery, they kept getting better. And so they kept delaying the surgery till finally the lady, who was in her late 70s, said, I think we'll get the surgery after I take my vacation. And then it was after my daughter has her wedding. And it was interesting that you can get stronger just by allowing yourself to pull in these vibrations, which doesn't require you to have a crane to pull it in. All you need to do is the let go part, breathing. You don't have to speak Korean. You don't have to speak Japanese. You don't have to speak Swahili. You don't have to speak any specific language to connect. We're all set up to connect. And there isn't one mantra that's better than another mantra. The only one that works is you. And as you discover you, it's all set up for you to have fun and succeed. So as you breathe and watch that gold, silver, platinum dot go down to the pelvis, roll around in both hips, around both sides, the right femur, left femur, and you can see that gold, silver, platinum dot as it separates around actually can bring a sort of a glow to your whole pelvis. It sort of glows there, which is a wonderful thing, because once it glows, you can just let go of having to worry about anything down there. It just sort of supports you. And bring that gold, silver, platinum dot up, but as it comes up, that whole glow, which actually before was a little tiny dot column, just it comes up like a whole wonderful expression, both in the front of your body, in the back of your body, on the side. It's sort of, as you went through a wonderful, if you ever get your car washed and just all that water they spray on it until finally it's all covered and rinsed, you're sort of letting that rinse its way all the way up through all your cells as the gold is coming up. The gold, silver, platinum colors comes up. And you're allowing it to come up as like a cycle. It breathes up through your abdomen and then up through your chest. And all those little cells inside your lungs, those little alveoli, it's just like they're in that washing machine for the car. They appreciate that, a new car, a clean car drives better. You all know that. So we're the same. So let that gold, silver, platinum color just sort of suffuse through all the alveoli in your lung, and let your neck and back just relax so you have more room to bring that in. Let it relax even more so you can bring that in. Just really let the cleansing part of that lung and your neck. So now then they go back down and check your pelvis again, and you'll see, oh gosh, that gold, silver, platinum glow is still there. It's still happening there, and actually I can bring it up through my abdomen, through all the small intestine and the colon, and then up through anything else that's there, lymph node structures, blood vessels, liver, the right lobe of the liver, the left lobe of the liver. And the liver and the kidneys, they're pretty much like everything else. They have a partial job of keeping the good stuff coming in, and anything that's not supposed to be there, sort of whisk it out to the side and wash it away. So you can let all that stuff that's supposed to be washed away, that doesn't belong inside your body right now. You could have picked up who knows what, maybe some smog from something, or some type of food you ate that really had something in it that didn't agree with a part of your body, or anything else that's there. Just breathe the gold, silver, platinum up through the pelvis, up through your abdomen, all through the gallbladder, all through the stomach, esophagus, the liver, both sides, the front and the back, and the spleen on the left side. Let that whole circle part, so that you almost have like a Buddha's belly, which if you've ever seen one of those really happy, wealthy, successful Buddhas from way back when, they all have these big bellies because they're holding all this gold, silver, platinum, wonderful, vibrational, powerful, multi level vibrational field as it comes up to support you. So let it in. Now, you still don't know how they built St. Petersburg. You don't know how this is happening either, but it sure works, and it sure is fun to have a nice hotel when you're in Russia or St. Petersburg, Florida. Same thing. So this is your hotel in which you get to enjoy this whole body. Breathe it in. And let that glow up all through, and all the things that aren't supposed to be in your body, and your abdomen, and the kidneys, and the back, and the front. Let that just all sort of float on out, just like you would let it go into the environment where it isn't needed, as you have cleansed your car, so it's now all clean and shiny. You've rinsed out everything in there, and then let it come on back up. Let the gold, silver, platinum come up to the lungs, and you can breathe in and out so that you can get fuller into the lungs, then up into your neck, so your neck can move. You don't have to hold it all the time like there's steel in it. You can let that go too. And let it come over your face. And the part about your face some people really love to do is they can find that when it comes up into their cheeks and their eyes and their forehead and the back of their head, that your whole face sort of can go in and out, and as you breathe, you'll see your face moves with the air. You can feel the sides of your head actually moving and the top of your head moving. And that gold, silver, platinum ball goes back up into the screen and then rolls around through the different small bones in the top of your head, which are like little plates. Sort of like those plates you see they cover manholes in the road when they're fixing it. You got a lot of those plates in your head. They all breathe. And so let the air and the gold, silver, platinums eke through each one of those holes that's between them. And that sort of washes that off like it did with the car. And as you breathe that back down, it's okay to smile. And as the breathing exercises reaches a place where you're really, really thrilled that you're able to get through the simple 10 to 15 minutes of the exercise, is that you're going to close it off. And the way you close it off is just take your hands and create a little friction. You can keep your eyes closed at this point. Just get a little friction. If you're in the freezing cold, you may do friction longer. If it's warm, you do friction less. You get some friction so you can feel those hands and put them over your eyes. Now again, the shoulders and the neck and the head all are still floating along in the breathing exercise. Excellent. And it's okay at this point to make a little wish that your, you name it, fill in the blank, occurs the way you'd like for it to. It's a simple one. And then rub your hands, don't get emotional, just stay in that gold, silver, platinum flow, and put it over your chest. A lot of people, when you put it over your chest, you can put one hand on top of the other, you can touch your chest, you can be a couple inches away, but the fun thing to notice is that sometimes it causes you to smile. It doesn't matter why, it doesn't matter how, what matters is you get to use it and have fun. You get the best room in the hotel. Breathe that in. And as you breathe and relax your shoulders again, and your neck and your back, you can make a little wish here. It's okay. A little goal. It can be simple, like I'd like to be able to do my breathing exercises, amping myself up 5, 3, 10 times a day and just watch the results. Or I'd like a friend of mine to actually enjoy doing this with me sometime. Something where you get some team. Then rub your hands, then we'll do the last one, it's the belly button, and put it over your belly button. Left hand on top of the right hand on top of the left. And some of you are going, oh gosh, is this the end? Well, that's what you say. It's not really true. Until you see all those planets way out there that all the satellites are watching, the telescopes are watching. Till that happens, the show's still going on, you're going on. For you to pull yourself off stage is a mistake. You need to open yourself up more to your lines. And your lines are being fed to you from off stage with all of these vibrations. So take it into your belly button. The ones you know about, the ones you don't know about. Smile. Enjoy the smile. No one's watching. And you can make a little wish. Something easy. Get to work early. Finish my day, time to go play golf. Get to see my family tonight for a longer time. Simple ones, easy ones. Just start to have fun with them. We don't have to have you build St. Petersburg yet. Take the deep breath. And then as you start to feel yourself come back in the room and open your eyes, just start to enjoy your day. Go out and have fun. Go make all the little goals you made while you were doing your breathing exercise and the ones you've written through the modules that we've got for you to do with every single day, both the audios and the videos. Use all that material to amp you up even further. I can't wait to hear from you all what kind of successes you have by using the breathing exercises every day, multiple times a day. I know that after years and years and years and training lots and lots of people who you see everywhere in the news, magazines, on every station, TV, they're all going, yes, this source energy really works. See you next time. Thank you.